What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Paul Meharry, for the Postgame Overreaction show, joined by Trent Smallwood and a very large TV behind him after Georgia just stomped Auburn 34-10. We've got Blaine Gilmer at the stadium waiting in the wings. We'll add him here in just a second. Trent, like we do every show, man, overall thoughts, first impressions. We're going to break this game down for the next 2 hours plus much more. Overall thoughts of the game before we add old Blaine Gilmer in.
Yeah, I thought Georgia had to kind of control that first drive. You knew Auburn was going to come out swinging, and they kind of, on that first drive held them to 3 points. It's exactly what they had to do, especially with the fans. They kind of, got the fans out of it at the beginning of the first half, making that key stop on fourth down. And then they came out in the second half and did exactly what they're supposed to do. They pounded the rock, and just Auburn couldn't man up with them up front. And I thought Georgia, for the second consecutive week against a top 25 opponent, they just dominated the line of scrimmage.
Dominated the after the first quarter, pretty much everything after that. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Blaine Gilmer, who is at Jordan Hare. Blaine, can you hear us?
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Good, man. Your audio and video sounds pretty good. It might be better Wi-Fi over there in Auburn than it is in Athens, man.
I just shut it off. I'm going with the straight T-Mobile wireless signal right here.
Oh, watch out. LTE in the building right there. We're not even getting sponsored by T-Mobile. We might run an ad. Blaine, you were at the game, man. It looked like at first, from watching it on the TV. Just flip around. Do it. Are you ready? Blaine?
I'm ready. I had to flip this thing around, man.
Yeah, you just let me know. All right, here we go. But no, looked like in the first quarter, this might be a different ball game. The crowd was really into it, and then next thing you know, we're here at the end of the game. It's 34-10. I predicted 37-10 on the War Report, a big Auburn YouTube channel with 4 Auburn fans hosting it. I predicted 37-10. I was one doink away from pod from getting it perfect, but overall thoughts from the game. Yeah, hot pod being there on the field. What'd you see?
Oh, I just saw the speed of the Georgia defense, but also the athleticism of 2 outstanding players in terms of their athleticism, Bo Nix and Tank Bigsby. I mean, they made some plays, but still, I don't know if the final stats, Paul, I think in front of him, but Georgia, I think, held them to, it was 49 yards rushing at one point. I mean,
46, yep.
46, so that's still a pretty stout attack. Georgia's got some stuff to work out in the secondary, but they were razor thin in the secondary in this game. Amir Speed not being there available to play. I saw William Poole in there playing at corner at one point. I mean, they need to get some guys back. Tyke Smith is covering things on kickoffs and doing some special teams now. So he's kind of working himself into being in playing shape, I think. And here in a game or two, will probably be in there at that star position.
Yeah, that was one thing for me when you saw those guys go down. I thought we'd see Tyke, and we didn't. You were on the field? Was there any indication that he might come in the game or anything like that?
From what I saw in warm up, everything that he was doing that was straight ahead running, he looked great. But anytime he had to cut a little bit, you could still tell there was some hesitancy in their warm ups and things like that. He didn't do all of the warm ups that Georgia did, all the DB drills where the other guys were cutting and doing that kind of stuff. So I think he's still a little bit away when it comes to that. And Kirby Smart talked about that in his press conference, saying it's just different for a reactionary moves from a DB versus straight ahead moves like a tight end and blocker like Darnell Washington.
Anything, Trent, I'll get one more question and then you can have the floor with Blaine while I tweet this show out. We can get some viewers in here. Anything in that we're going to watch the post-game press conference. Anything stick out to you from Kirby's standpoint talking after the game?
Oh, me? I honestly I haven't seen Kirby's stuff yet. So
I didn't know if you were in there or not. My bad.
No, they won't let us in there, man. They're kicking. It's all Zoom.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. We'll get the reaction ourselves then. But Blaine, parting thoughts before we let you go. We'll get you back to the home state of Georgia.
Stetson Bennett accurate on deep balls. That's something that maybe wasn't there before, but Stetson Bennett was accurate on deep balls, and that's a dangerous combo if he's able to do that. And the plays that he made with his legs today, I mean, you may have some more arm strength out of JT Daniels, but JT Daniels doesn't make some of those plays that Stetson Bennett does. So I thought an intriguing part of Georgia's offense there.
Well, Blaine, as always, man, great work on the field. Appreciate the pictures for all of our stories back home. Safe travels, and we'll see you next week after Georgia plays Kentucky.
All right, see you, Trent, for the recruiting show Monday.
Oh, yeah, you guys got a show together. We'll see you. Trent, man, 432 yards for Georgia overall, 231 passing, 201 on the ground. So I was worried there for a second. They weren't going to get over 200 on the ground. They were going backwards a little ways, but they were able to get over 200 yards on the ground. 318 total yards for Auburn, 272 passing yards with 46 rush attempts. We've got good old Dane Young joining us. And guys, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, put a comment in. It might just make it onto the show. If you're on YouTube and you do the super chat where you throw some dollar bills my way because I'm dancing up here on the screen for you, it will definitely make it onto the show. And, Trent might get wild over there. We never know. He's had – how many drinks you had today, Trent? About 7, 8?
Yeah. They're getting choked up, man.
I know. I need Dane. Dane, you with us, man. Dane, I need a co-host, man.
Dang, are you still in the dark?
My guy here is poured way too many hard liquor shots. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, Dane. This show is going to get crazy.
Hey, you better watch out. Dane's sitting in the closet. He's in Jim Donna's closet.
Dude, I'm in my vehicle now. I'm trying to find daylight over here. I'm not like Brian Harsin, though. I'm not wearing my sunglasses after the sun's gone down.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to get into that. There was 43 seconds left at the end of the game, Dane. Georgia obviously was going to have to call another play there on 4th down, but instead Brian Harsin said, screw it. We'll go ahead and, call a timeout. Kirby on television, I don't know if he was mad at his team. You can never tell what he's mad at, right? I think he might have been mad at Harsin. I think it was more along those things like I almost did some good lip reading, and I think he said something along the lines of, we're just running the damn ball. Like, we're not trying to score on you anymore here, is what I kind of gathered. What were the thoughts of Coach Donnan on that? Did you ask him about that at all?
I didn't have to ask him. He's a coach. And so he goes, that's a chicken shit call. And then he pauses and he says, you can quote me on that. So I'm quoting him on that.
There
quote,
it is.
That's a chicken shit call. And if that's the coach, he's the coach of the coach. I think that's probably what Kirby probably thought too.
Yeah, I mean, Trent, what was your thoughts on that? It just seemed weird, man. The game, you're not coming back, man. Like, was it just to get TJ Finley in there? Was it to pad these stats? Because I'm going to look it up, how many passing yards they had. Oh, yeah, there it is, 55 yards. So you take away the 55 yards, and my math is terrible, 272 minus 55. Don't ask Trent. Dear Lord, he's 8 drinks deep. 220 yards maybe of passing. So they got 55 yards out of it.
It'd be 217, but that was a good try.
Thank you, Trent. So you're not as drunk as you say you are. Okay, good.
I don't even know what you're getting from.
No, but 55 extra yards. What was up with that, Trent?
No, I mean, I just thought it was kind of a horse crap call. If you wanted to get TJ Finley in the game, you could have done it the possession prior. I didn't like it. Your team was getting dominated at that point. I mean, they were just getting blown off the ball when they knew 100% that Georgia was running the ball. And I do like it that Kirby came out and tried to go to the end zone. And I mean, if I'm a head coach and I'm pissed off, I probably do the same thing. So I didn't like it. I didn't like the call. I didn't like the timeout right there. I thought it was a bad time, but it happened. And oh well. It would have been fitting for Stetson to hit that deep ball right there.
McConkey catches it. I'm just saying that.
Yeah,
well, Justin Robinson didn't even look for it.
No, Stetson was like, "What are you doing? Where are your eyes, bro? Where are your eyes? You trying to get more playing time? You got to use these." I don't know, man. It just seemed weird. I did like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like in those normal situations. And we've seen this time and time again where the game gets down late. Kirby just wants to run the clock out. He's being cordial, right? We could go out there, Kirby's saying, and score another touchdown if we wanted to. We're being cordial. We're running the ball. And then after the timeout, they just threw the freaking Hail Mary to Robinson. Like, I was like, okay, I like that.
I like it. And you know what? It was Sam Pittman last week. It was Mike Bobo this week. He ain't trying to run up the score on those guys. But when you try to intentionally do that, what he did, call a timeout with 43 seconds to go, why not? Take a shot.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dane, thoughts?
My overall thoughts from the game, I mean, about that particular situation, I agree with what y'all said, but like At the same time, game's over. It's not going to really matter. My overall takeaway as a content creator, this was a really rich game in terms of gifts, of things for me to clip and throw on Twitter to chase some clout, I guess, and try to get some laughs. Jalen Carter's dance after the kind of pushing into a sack, that's a good one. Did you see Matt Luke wink at the camera at the end?
Oh, yeah.
That's a solid one. So that's for the 5 stars out there.
The Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, the hop up.
Did like what was that? A cobra? I don't even know what you would call that.
Someone on Twitter said it's the Shawn Michaels.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not. Dash will be on later. He is a huge wrestling fan. I will ask Dash.
Ask him exclusively about that. Nothing else. He gets
he just comes on. I only ask him one question, and we just stay silent until he doesn't talk.
I'm trying to think what else, gift wise. I mean, I had some fun because I've been going back and forth to people with Stetson's throwing ability, and he underthrew one ball to Ladd early, but that second one, it's perfect as it could have been. Oh, yeah. And so literally, he had that the one. Who was this to the inside? It was that little zip pass that went right by an Auburn guy. It was like a pro throw.
I think it was Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
RPO. It was Bowers. I tweet that out and I do the uppercase, lowercase thing where you try to make fun of people that say things. Which
the SpongeBob thing.
Because I'm loud wrong. But I did that for that throw. And it's he can't pass. And then literally in the comments under, it's but he can't throw it deep. And then he does it to McConkey. So it was beautiful.
Okay, this is a question that'll come up, and then we'll let you drive home, Dane. I know you've been working a while. Does JT make that long pass that he underthrew Ladd? Can we do that? It's the postgame overreaction show. It's the PO. It's literally that's what it is.
JT can make that pass. JT has made that pass. JT's also missed that pass, just like Stetson can make that pass and has missed that pass. That's the answer to it. They're not 100% all the time. I mean, JT on the deep ball probably has a better record than Stetson does. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying who can make the throw.
Yeah,
they both can.
There were also a couple plays where Stetson made some plays with his legs that JT definitely cannot do
that.
Yeah, we know that. He had a 30. So he went 6 for 41. Obviously, whatever stats behind the line, the sack hurt him, but his 30-yard run where I was watching Coach and he was like, get down. And then he said, oh, just screw it. Just keep going. All right, whatever.
Those times are fun because he turns into just like a fan. It's no. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So, he ran. Stetson had that nice 30-yard run. Then I think he had, Trent, correct me if I'm wrong, he had another first down run where he kind of rolled out to the right, if I remember correctly. Or Dan, either one. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I was right about something. And I'm right about another thing. The watch-along show is killer. Dane is doing a great job on that. Dane, do you guys have a superior insider with you guys sitting there? Who was that?
I can tell you his last name's Parker. And think of the endowment on the athletic director dealio.
I was trying to put that together. I was like, dude, that's a nice little connection for Dane. Dane's going to be moving up from Grady College and next thing you know, he's going to be the dean of student, enrollment or something like that.
Can I get an endowment?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, Roddy would have to pay up super hard if he wants the Rodney DeBolsey, director of new media, Dane Young.
Yes, that sounds great. Yeah,
but then I would make my wife refer to me that way every time she tries to talk to me, and everyone else too. So it'd probably be kind of annoying.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be able to fit on your name here either, so I don't know. We've got questions.
My name's not seen anyway. I'm always covered up with it.
Yeah, but they know your face, man. You get to be on the show with Coach Don, and I'm here with Trent Smallwood. Give me some credit, okay? You know.
I mean, I've been distracted because
Trent's about to come over to my house, man. He's like, "Look, man, you only."
I might just turn around and watch the Braves. Y'all just talk.
What's the score, Trent? Because I hadn't seen anything.
Yeah, what is the score?
3-0 Braves.
What's the inning? What's the inning?
Bottom of 7.
The internet cut out. Bottom of the 7th.
There you go.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Oh, we want to make
bottom of 7. Bottom of 7, 3
Yeah, dude, I'm going to end with this. Do you want a nice humble brag from Jim Donnan during the show? Because I gave a Braves update just on the score that I saw. He's like, yeah, Chipper Jones would just come over to the sidelines pretty often when I was a coach here.
Dude, some of the stuff he says on that show, and the whole he got called from Barry Switzer today, just and you're sitting there with the same guy that does this. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, Barry Switzer called and said like a word that probably would get flagged on YouTube if the software checks it out. It's kind of funny. Go check it out.
Oh man, I will. Well, take it easy, Dane. Drive home safe, man, and we're ready for Film Don't Lie on Monday.
All right, so yeah, Trent, whatever you're drinking, I need to go find some of that. Right?
I don't have nothing. I just got Coca-Cola.
Trent is
That's
a
not
damn.
what Paul said.
Trent is a
That
damn
not what
lie.
Paul said.
I'm telling you guys right now.
Paul is 100% lying.
Trent
He has no clue. Paul's been on a roof all day in his car.
Trent sat down and he took a sip of it. And he's, oh God, I made it too strong. This show is going to get canceled, Dane. We're not doing the show anymore. It's done.
All right. Well, yeah, y'all have a good attempt anyway. Even if it goes off the rails.
Right, even if it goes crazy. We got plenty more people to join. It's gonna get hectic. Bubba's gonna call in a little bit, I bet. So
give Bubba my best, but also my worst.
See you, Dane.
See you guys.
Oh man, we got some comments coming in over here, man. We got some comments coming in over here. Let's see. Here we go. The sheriff's asking this question to you, Trent. What's your winning bourbon tonight?
Whatever you want it to be. I mean,
oh man. Kellyanne George commented. Thank you, Kelly. We see you out there. Love y'all. We had some families drop in, Trent. Let's see. What new injuries? Huh?
My family?
No, I think it's my family.
Oh.
I wouldn't say love you to your family. I mean, I would if you wanted me to, but that'd be kind of weird. But
injuries. We don't have enough time on the show to go over them, but
yeah, that laundry list of injuries. You want to go through that, Trent, real quick? Just name it off. The list that we put together during the game. I got it right here.
All right.
Are you got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I talk too much. You don't talk about it.
All right. We got the whole list right here. Is Jamari Salyer got hurt during the game. Ankle injury. Chris Smith went down during the game. Kenny McIntosh, Jermaine Burton were hurt during practice this week. Okay. Marcus Rosemary, Jack Saint still injured. JT Daniels, Amir Speed, Tresman Marshall, Tate Ratledge, Arian Smith, George Pickens, Jalen Kimber, Dominic Blaylock, Rian Davis.
Dude, that's 14. You weren't looking at me. I was doing it on the screen. It was kind of crazy. I had to go to a third hand, Trent.
That doesn't count Eric Gilbert either.
I don't know if we're going to do that.
Well, I mean, he's part of the team and he's not playing, so he's another one.
So 15 of your 85 scholarship players. So Kirby right now technically is down to 7. He's down to a full travel man roster. He's down to 70 guys.
Yeah.
He's winning games with 70 guys. Other teams have 85 scholar. Obviously, other teams have injuries too, but I don't think they have 15 injuries like Georgia does.
The remarkable thing to me is you're down all these wide receivers, and you name. I mean, you look at McConkey and you look at A.D. Mitchell. Both of those guys started a lot of places. I mean, the way they're playing right now, they were better than Auburn's receivers.
Oh well, D-Rob, dude. Oh boy. Somebody asked a question about D-Rob so I can get up on the screen. D-Rob.
I mean, you know, and it's nothing against D-Rob because D-Rob was he made some big catches for Georgia, but still, it is a thing where
D-Rob looked terrible tonight, Trent.
Yeah, but D-Rob transferred because he just wasn't going to have the opportunity.
D-Rob transferred because he wasn't going to start in front of Lad McConkey. He wasn't going to play in front of Lad.
You had Kyrus Jackson, Lad McConkey all in front of him, and
he turns over to Auburn, and he's the number 1 receiver for Auburn.
That just shows you the depth that Georgia has. Yes. I mean, we wouldn't have been talking like this 6 or 7 years ago because Georgia had 3 talented wide receivers and not much behind that. I mean, you remember the day Matthew Landers was the number 3 or 4 receiver, and nothing against him, but the depth that they've built on that at wide receiver, and I think Todd Monken's had a lot to do with it. It's just, you know, he went out. Even the 3-star guys, he's going out and get McConkey and guys like that. A.D. Mitchell wasn't a highly touted recruit, just out of Tennessee. He's gone out and got guys that fit his scheme. And, I mean, as you can tell today, they're playmakers.
Neil Johnson says, London chapter of the Alumni Association checking in. We had a great crowd tonight, in part thanks to the Falcons game at Wembley tomorrow. Go Dogs. Hey, over the pond, Neil. Take care of the Falcons tomorrow for us. Would you? 9:30 start. Trina, are you waking up for that?
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not either, man. Falcons versus Jets at 9:30 sounds almost like torture a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I would like for my weekend to continue going well. So
yeah, that would be.
If the Braves do pull it out tonight, then I'll go to sleep a happy man, and I won't wake up for that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. Let's see here. We got some questions about the secondary, man. I don't know where Ben Bachman's at. He's supposed to be on here too. We got other guys joining as well later on. We'll have Ryan Nabolsi. We'll have Anthony Dasher. We'll have Patrick Garbin. Dave McStats might join us for a little bit. I know he's working a game tonight. I think he's working the Alabama game. But we'll be on. Let's see here. Priesthood Productions, LDT. Priesthood Productions Limited. So getting a shout out here. Does our secondary worry? Our safeties seem lost. Well, and then the sheriff right after said Brenny looks a little lost at times. So back to back.
I thought Brenny. Okay, Brenny hasn't really been tested in the pass game as much. You know, he played against Cincinnati. He's played a lot of rushing teams. He's very physical. He is a safety playing nickel basically, and I think he would be better suited as a safety, like long run. I think Tyke Smith will probably coverage-wise, when he's healthy, will probably be a little bit better coverage-wise. But you have to look at that safety, and you have to look at safe position and say, Chris Smith went down early. They were playing Dan Jackson back there, who was a former walk-on. And while Dan's a great player, Dan
still doesn't have a scholarship. So he's not a former. He's still technically a walk-on.
He's still a walk-on. But while they're Dan's well, but he's not. So the safeties were going to look a little lost today, and I think the scene went down, and it happens. There's injuries. I think that's the worst place Georgia could get injuries is safety position because they're really thin at that. You look at the rest of the team and they're deep. I don't think they missed a beat, and Jamari Salyer's a heck of a player, but I didn't think they missed a beat with Broderick Jones coming at left tackle. There's positions where they wouldn't miss a beat. Kenny McIntosh didn't play. Would you ever known it? There's 3 stud running backs. So there's just
Milton looked good today.
Kenny's a good player. It's just Georgia has so much depth that you don't see some of those missing guys, but you do see it at safety position, which because they're so thin at that position.
We brought in Ryan Nabolsi, and we've got Ben Bachman waiting in the wings. Do you just want to 4-box this thing, Roddy? We'll just 4-box it up.
Might as well.
Ben
has more. Ben has more information than I would have, so
I'll 4-box it, and I will bring in the. Let's see if I can bring in the stats too, make it look really nice. There we go. Look at that production, baby, production. Roddy, we heard a lot from you during the watch along show. Seems like you guys had a really fun time over there.
I'm still probably a little drunk, so I apologize.
Yeah, I know. Glad you got that Uber home and you made it all right. Yeah. Ben, your mic is muted, bud. Your mic's muted. I'll unmute you, though. I can't unmute you. You muted yourself.
Oh, Paul, what's the over-under today on Roddy with the seltzers?
Since he caught an Uber home, probably 7.5, I would say.
Only go one higher than last week?
Yeah, I was watching the show. He was a little light in the second half. He was going hard in the first half.
I'm a little nervous, man. I was freaking
out. Second half.
Roddy does hate Auburn. I know that's one thing. If you ever talk to him, one team he hates Auburn.
I just
Roddy,
I call bullshit when I see it. That's some bullshit, man. The Smoke Monday gets thrown out of his second Georgia game. What was that guy played 15 minutes combined versus Georgia? So
it's not much.
It's the Deep South, the oldest rivalry. It is an absolute rivalry. Talk to the guys that play in this game, and they will tell you that's the way it is. You saw, go back to Nick Fairley, taking out Aaron Murray and guys like that. Ronnie Brown being killed on the field, damn near. So hey, Georgia's nasty too. There's some hits and some wallops out there. These are the worst fight you can have is a fight within the family. And these are like 2 cousins that don't get along. The Georgia fan base and the Auburn fan base are very, very similar. Neither side wants to hear that, but they're very, very much alike. And that familiarity breeds contempt. They hate each other. It's an absolute passion. They discuss it with each other. I heard all the Auburn people talking garbage before the game, and heard all you saw on the dog event. Pages upon pages of Auburn hatred. It's what makes college football great. but it also extends to the field. And that was a chippy game. There's a lot of jawing and talking back and forth. It's funny. You look at the scores, 34-10. It's like, oh, this is an absolute blowout. This is a domination. I didn't feel like that was a domination. I was nervous until that last touchdown, that last McConkey touchdown right up the middle. And then you knew they were working to get the ball back, and you saw how easily they'd moved it in that third quarter. But then that run game and the dagger right up the middle with you think Zamir White's going to be dropped behind the line, and he puts it in the end zone. Anyway, it turned into a dominant performance, but it didn't feel like it for the longest time. And that's just the ickiness you have with this game. You've seen it go sideways so many times. So I don't hate the Auburn. If there's a fan base I don't like, it's the Florida fans. That's
really,
yeah. That's just that's a different fan base altogether.
It is. Yeah, the Gene Short.
I'd go Tennessee.
Yeah, everybody's got their. See, I've had wonderful times at Tennessee. Been outside Neyland Stadium, have all these Tennessee fans. They see me carrying all my gear in. They're like, "Hey, you want us to help you with that? Hey, want a beer? Want a hot dog? Want to marry my daughter?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." You got to keep the breeding stocks spread out a little bit more then. But the Kentucky football fans, great. Kentucky basketball fans, two completely separate groups. Auburn fans have always been good. They support their team. They feel just a lot like Georgia fans. If you go on the Rivals Auburn site, they're giving their publishers, their writers the same grief. It's a great fan base. But man, Georgia's won 8 of the last 10, 16 of the last 20. I mean, it's just from a game standpoint, it's not much of a rivalry anymore. Georgia's been killing them. And think about this. Bo Nix in 3 contests, he was 50 of 90 coming into this one. So now he's
50 of 90, so 71 of 128.
Bo Nix is probably the most hit or miss football player I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
In college. He's you look at him versus LSU, and I know my childhood best friend with the LSU said, I never want to see Bo Nix. When Bo Nix plays Georgia, never does anything. It's completely different player when he's playing different teams.
I've got somebody that's a completely different guy waiting in the wings. His name's Bubba. Roddy, have you experienced Bubba yet?
I have not.
Okay, here you go.
Let me finish this thought real quick.
Okay.
Bo Nix is 71 of 128 in 3 years going against Georgia. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
And he's ran backwards 732 yards.
He's also escaped 400 times. So good stuff.
Here comes Bubba. Bubba, what's going on, man?
What's up? The legend, Roddy Nabosi's in here. I'm glad I finally get to meet old Roddy, the legend, the UGA legend. There he is, fans. There he is.
In the flesh, man. In the flesh.
Hey, did I experience a fullback scoring a touchdown today? I mean,
yes,
Zamir White he was lined up at fullback today. I told you those fullbacks are dangerous, Paul.
You did.
And hey, Georgia covered. And hey, I won me some money today, and I am happy, boy. Those Georgia Bulldogs, they look good today. Hey, I'm still saying it. Georgia's beating Florida by 24 in Jacksonville.
So after last game, Bubba, you went up to 24. After this Auburn game, are you holding steady at 24 right now?
I'm holding steady at 24. I just saw what I saw last week. I mean, Florida gave up. I mean, they lost at Kentucky since 1986. I was 1 year old last time they won. They won in Kentucky. Georgia, this is the year for the Dogs, I'm telling you. And if they keep running that fullback, we're going to be dangerous, son.
Do what Jalen Carter is fullback.
That's
no, honestly,
they were playing against Bobo. They had to use a fullback.
I want to see Jalen Carter toast that rock one time, at least one time. But, hey, I'm just so happy I got to finally get to meet my hero, old Roddy Nabosi.
If you only knew, Bubba. If you only knew.
Hey, them junkyard dogs look pretty serious tonight. 10 points. I'm good with that. 10 points. If you give up 10 points every week, you're going to win. Them junkyard dogs look serious tonight. And, hey, I love y'all guys, and I'll call y'all back next week with the old victory. See you, man.
Hey, Bubba. As always, man, you're welcome on the show anytime, big dog.
See you, man.
See ya.
I love it.
There you go, Roddy. You experienced Bubba. Bubba was surprisingly sober for this one. Last few times Bubba's called in, he's been a little deep. So I'm glad to hear Bubba's doing all right tonight. Let's see.
So that's two ranked contests in a row. Georgia's outscored 71-10. Arkansas.
Yeah.
And,
70. Well, yeah.
71-10.
I think,
and you're going to see another ranked team next week in Kentucky, more than likely.
Yeah.
you know, for me, I think the number one thing for Georgia going forward is their health. I mean, they have a lot of guys injured in a lot of different places. And I think if they're healthy, I think they're the best team in the country. If they're not, it could be shaky if they were to play Alabama or maybe a couple other teams. So number one thing for Georgia's health.
I don't think I would have said this at the beginning of the year, but if Georgia was to lose to Ladd McConkey, they would be in serious trouble. And that would have never been talked about at the beginning of the year.
Ladd McConkey, 5 receptions, 135 yards and a touchdown, was targeted 7 times, and the long of 60 yards obviously was that touchdown pass, but 5 for 135 for old Ladd.
His route running is elite. That double move that he did on that cornerback, I mean, and Stetson did underthrow that ball. He put the next one on the money. But that double move he put on that cornerback was an elite move.
Let's talk about that throw real quick. So we had John Parker. We had John Parker at the watch along show. You know, he's in there. We didn't have him mic'd up because I didn't know it was coming. Next time I'll have a mic on him. But this is a guy who's ridiculously connected. He's one of those big boosters. The Josh Brooks athletic directorship position is named after John Parker Sr. So that's
I asked Dane because I was watching the show and I didn't see the introduction. And I was like, "Who is that?" And he was like, "You know the whole Parker thing?" And I was like, "Oh,
yeah." So this guy's connected. They let some of the big donors come in and see parts of practice. You know, they get to go see scrimmages and stuff like that. You know, and sometimes those folks come on our board and talk. Now John won't do that. I'd love for him to come on and give us some stuff, but he's never been a source for us and never would be. He's high the chain. But, you know, some of those people who are in that McGill Society, they get to go, and some of them come and they tell us stuff. It's great. But John dropped a nugget on the show that I thought was fantastic. He said, look, they were working on those practices, on that throw in practice. And Stetson Bennett is overthrowing the kid. And Kirby said, Stetson, you got to give him a chance to catch it. Take a little bit off of it.
huh."
What happened?
That makes sense.
Took a little bit off. Kid caught it. Second time, put it a little bit more, dialed in perfectly. 2 long throws from a guy who apparently doesn't have as good an arm as JT. I don't know.
I think Stetson has a good arm. Stetson has a better arm than Aaron Murray, in my opinion.
He's got a great arm.
Or Jake Fromm. For that matter.
Wait, Paul, I want to take bets. Who does Roddy compare Stetson to next? Because he already compared Gunner and Brock, already 2.
Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, maybe.
No, I compared him to Brock.
Do not.
Yeah,
I've heard
on the board to Gunner, and then on here Brock. Whoever Georgia's 2023 quarterback is has to be a bigger or smaller.
He's Arch Manning all over.
He's Arch Manning.
We got LS on the audio line. Let's add him in real quick. Come
on, LS, jump in there, baby.
LS, what's up, big man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Can y'all hear me fine?
We can hear you great,
yes.
man. We had to bring you in, so we can hear you now. You're good.
Yeah, something happened. I got a call and they messed up my head, but they messed up my headset. I can't get it back connected.
Man, you're here with us. You're live and in charge, man. What's going on through your head?
Hey, man, I just want to say, like I told y'all a while back when I first started calling in on y'all, Ladd McConkey, my sleeper, he has come through.
Sleeper no more, LS. Sleeper no more.
That's your SEC Freshman of the Week, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He supposed to have 2. The first one, even when he was so wide open, it seemed like we had all day to wait for the ball to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like that move, that route that he ran when he got open the first time. If you could check out when Calvin Ridley, I think it was his rookie season with the Falcons, and he got those 10 touchdown passes. He ran like that same route and killed the dude. It was like the same thing. I was like, oh my God, this guy's even better than I even imagined. And the thing that really just I see so special with Georgia is, man, bro, we only got a couple How many receivers have actually played football last year that are playing this year?
Who put me on the spot here?
Question is, how many are actually healthy?
Zero.
That's what he's asking. Yeah, I mean,
Kyrus Jackson's the only receiver that played last year.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not healthy.
we got to tip our hat to Todd Monken, man. Todd Monken is simply amazing at this play calling, man, and the development of these players. Like, I wouldn't have seen this last year. I don't before Todd Monken got here, I wouldn't even seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is who he is. And, like, there's no faking it. Todd Monken is a genius. And the way I feel like if our receiving core was fully healthy, it would not be even close.
Oh yeah, I mean, we listed off the injuries earlier before Roddy and Ben joined us, but I think you've got at least 3 wide receivers.
Well, Paul, Trent had a stat before the Clemson game that only 2 receivers who played in the Clemson game and on had 5 catches last year. It was John Fitzpatrick and Jermaine Burton because Kyrus Jackson was hurt. I guess if you count him, he's healthy and count him. That's it. Those are the only guys who caught 5+ passes. So it's all young guys, Mitchell and McConkey and Bowers. I mean, those guys caught like no passes last year.
And they're using Justin Robinson a lot with blocking.
Mm-hmm. And Jalen Johnson too, another walk-on.
Yeah. Justin Robinson, man. I'm look here, man. I love the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like this year. I'm what I want to say is I see why he's not on the field. You know what I'm saying? But in certain occasions, man, it hurts me to see him drop so many passes with that talent. He's open. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always there, but he cannot pull it in.
Yep.
And then that last throw could have been a touchdown. He couldn't find the ball.
Yeah. I feel you, LS. I
really wanted that score. I wanted Justin to get it, LS. I really did, but I also wanted it because of those stupid timeouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did want that 40 bomb.
The thing will be over, LS, right? The game's over. We're just going to run it. You can't stop us. We'll get a first down. We'll take a knee, and it's done. And he calls timeouts, like there's some 25-point play that he can run to win the game.
Exactly, man. And I also want to say something, like, as far as the fan base, I feel like a lot of those supporters owe Stetson Bennett the biggest apology ever. He should have never caught no flag ever. Like, look at what he's doing out there. He's a walk-on. You know
he's a walk-on that went to community college to prove himself and came back.
Hey, without him, you wouldn't have run the Rose Bowl.
Exactly. Like, you got to give him his props. I don't care if he throws 2 interceptions. I'm still not going to knock him ever. I would never knock him. I'll put him on. He deserves a spot somewhere. His jersey should be put somewhere, because this is I never heard of a player like this in no other college program. It's weird in a way. You know?
Yeah, no, I can't think of a guy. Ben's like a mini stat head over there. Can you think of anybody that walked on, then went to JUCO, then came back to the school, earned a scholarship, was 4th string, came in 1st string? I mean, I can't think of a guy.
I can tell you who was a walk-on and was a wide receiver is Johnny Manziel. He was a walk-on.
Baker Mayfield was a walk-on, right?
Yeah, he did transfer. Yeah,
he's a walk-on twice.
No, I think he got a scholarship to OU when he went there.
Because I know he was a walk-on at Texas Tech.
Yeah, he was a walk-on at Texas Tech. So, but yeah. Anyways, LS, man, you got a score prediction for next week already? Or are you still enjoying this one before we let you roll out?
Next week, man. I feel like we're gonna win by 3 touchdowns, regardless. Like, I don't see anything less than that.
There you go. LS, man, always appreciate you joining us here on the POS show. And I'm glad you're able to find the new link and give us a call on here. So hopefully more of our regulars can.
Hey, turn your camera on next time, LS. Show your pretty face.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I will. Oh, yeah. Hey, can I say one more thing?
What'd you say?
So the one more thing, Coach Tim Dunn, he called out a lot of players. Latavius Brini was one of them. He said, watch out for this kid. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, he called him out a while ago saying, watch out for him.
Yeah, he wasn't even too much playing, but Latavius Brini is a guy.
Yeah,
He is a guy.
he called that. You're right.
Another guy to keep your eye on. LSC rants and raves about is Devin Willock on the offensive line. Another one of those guys. Wait 2 years and let's come back to it.
Yeah, I believe it too.
All right,
I appreciate
man.
you guys, man.
Yeah, as always. And next time you turn your camera on, we want to see your man cave, man. Or you drive truck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Let us see the truck. Let us see the truck next time.
most definitely, man. I got you.
All right. See you, LS.
All right, bye-bye.
Humble yourself, Greg Clowen says. Did Kirby say that or something?
That's what Davin Bellamy said.
Oh, that was Davin's thing. Yeah.
Humble yourself, Baker. You got to bring up that.
Yeah. For the Baker thing. Oh, it looks like you were right, Ben. Baker was a walk-on twice at Texas Tech and OU. Congratulations. You've won the prize of nothing tonight. Congratulations so much. Back to the game, though. Bo Nix, 55% completion percentage. Had the interception, 217 yards, 21-38.
Didn't he have a some kind of something going on where he hadn't thrown an interception in so many games?
Yeah, it was a crazy stat.
256 passes.
He was like third all time in SEC or something like that.
I would never have thought that. I mean, I don't watch Auburn a ton because normally they're playing when Georgia is or vice versa. 256 passes.
I saw this on the Auburn board last week, and I posted in the group chat. But one of the Auburn people said, "Yeah, he must put some kind of funky spin on his ball because neither our receivers can catch it or the defensive backs can catch it from the opposing team."
Hey guys, we have a special guest joining us. I'll introduce you to him. I'm going to bring him on. This is Mike Gittens, guys, of the War Report. He is sponsored by Auburn Sports, is a part of the Rivals community. I was over on his show Wednesday night, and he humbly came on with us to talk from the other side of the spectrum. And he is in the press box, I think, right now over at Jordan Hare. Mike, first of all, thank you so much for joining us, man. If you guys want any great content from Auburn athletics at all, go check out the War Report. I think they're doing a live show right now, so if you want to check them out while you're checking us out, do the same. But Mike, thank you for coming on, man. What was it like in the press box now that you're sitting there relaxed? And what are your thoughts, man?
It was pretty somber. Listen, first of all, hats off to UGA. This is an incredible squad. I was very impressed. I thought Auburn did a good job in the first half, kind of forcing the issue in making Bennett throw the ball. He was not only efficient, but he was highly effective doing that, which made it difficult on Auburn tonight. So I can't stress enough. I was very impressed. I came away very impressed with his performance. He didn't throw the ball a ton, but he made every single throw he needed to make in this game, including two very huge deep balls that really kind of turned the tide. So, to give for perspective, with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, there were only 10 yards separating the total yardage of these two teams, right? Auburn held Georgia to 36 yards rushing in the first half. So there was nowhere else to go to the ball but Bennett, and he just did a great job. I think it's scary to think that if Georgia wants to run the ball 40 to 50 times a game, they can. But if they can't, they can turn to a quarterback who can deliver over 200 yards on less than 20 throws if necessary. So I thought he did a great job tonight. Georgia's deep and talented. Hats off to them. I thought they had a good game plan tonight. And at the end of the day, Auburn just didn't make enough plays. There were not enough plays on the field. Opportunities are always going to be limited against a good defense. And so for some of the opportunities that we did have there, we did not capitalize enough to keep enough momentum to keep our defense off the field. I thought they fought valiantly tonight, but ultimately got worn down in that third quarter because we were unable to produce anything offensively.
That's what I was going to ask, and I'll turn it over to the crew here. When did the game, in your opinion, being from the Auburn perspective, when did the game change for you? When did it feel like – because there was a moment where the game was close, and even kind of almost at halftime, it felt like obviously that fourth down botched pass at the goal line where they could have kicked a field goal, gone 17-6, had a little momentum. When did the game change for you, in your opinion, to kind of swing Georgia's way? Mike, can you hear me?
Oh, yep. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. I was just saying, when did the game swing
when
in your? Yeah, when did it swing in your opinion? If you could think of a play or kind of from that Auburn perspective.
When Bennett hit the deep ball.
Yeah.
When Bennett hit that deep ball kind of up the seam, it was lights out there. If you're going to let him do that, there's nowhere for you to go defensively if you're Auburn, right? You shut down their running game, and if their quarterback, again, the key here is efficiency. It's not like he came out and threw 40 balls in this game and sliced us up, right? It was effective third down conversions. It was taking shots when necessary. I thought he saw the field well tonight. It was clear what kind of day he was going to have after he hit that deep ball straight down the middle of the field. It was a perfect throw. He did that a couple times tonight, but after that first one, I thought it was pretty much a done deal.
I think Mike nails it, because passes like that back those safeties off. You challenge them vertically, and then you start hammering and tonging them, with the pass. And as those linebackers creep up, as those safeties creep up, go deep on them again. It's just it's kind of a pick your poison. When, to me, this game did not feel like a 34-10. It felt like I was, if I were a Georgia fan, I've been biting my nails well into the third quarter, because you saw how they came out and just Bo Nix was on fire. I mean, he hit some threaded throws that were just fantastic, but his receivers let him down left and right, and he just figures once they start catching the ball, this is going to change completely.
Yeah, Auburn is on pace to almost triple their drops from last season. So despite the struggles that we had offensively, again, it's just consistency has been the issue with this team. So, when Bo gets hot, the receivers go cold, right? And when the receivers get hot, Bo goes cold. And they have been struggling with that. And the strength, hear me out, guys. The strength of our offense is our run game, but good defenses force you to do things that you don't want to do. For us, it's our quarterback throwing the ball 40 times a game. Ideally, they would like to avoid that. But, again, if you're shutting down one aspect of the game and you're forcing the team to be one-dimensional and play from behind, that's where you end up doing. When you're doing something you don't want to do, you're in for a long night against the defense.
Trent, Ben, you guys got anything for Mike? I know he's a busy man over there with his War Report live show going on YouTube as well.
My only question would be, and I don't think it has to do with the game, but per se, Owen Popo, do you know when he's going to be back out there? Because it seems like he's been out for quite a while.
Yeah, Coach Harsin has been tight-lipped on Owen. We've been asking him about him every week now. Clearly, we miss him, right? I thought that in that third quarter, after they started to get worn down, Georgia really started to run the ball even the third quarter on us. Having him in there would have been helpful, but I'm sure somebody's going to ask on the postgame. I'm waiting to jump into the presser with Coach Harsin here in a second about his status. They need all hands on deck here, guys. But yeah, no update on Owen as of yet.
Hey, Mike, before I let you go, I just want to say, when I came on your show Wednesday, I said 37-10. I was one doink away from Hot Pod, and I was right close, man. You guys were giving me hell for it at the time, but look at here, baby. Look at here.
Even applies for a fight.
I said 31-17.
Yeah,
so
and you were close too. Had they not
sure
messed up that had they not messed up that play there in the right there before halftime, you might have been right on it, man. But we appreciate you coming on, Mike, so much.
I can't stress enough.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm just saying, hey, thanks for having me on. Guys, hats off. I can't stress enough to all UGA fans. Hats off to UGA. They played an amazing game today. They definitely were the better team. I thought they were the better coach team and definitely deserved to win.
Mike, as always, thank you so much. If you need one of my guys, send me the StreamYard link and I'll make sure to send one over to talk for you guys. You guys got to keep that chat hostile. You got to get him off his back though. I can't send him into the lion's den. So. But
hey, Mike, give Bobo hell for us.
Yeah, give Bobo hell for it. Tell him riding the bolts he told you to, and see how that goes. So
tell him I'm gonna shut him down with cover 2 next time our kids meet on the football field.
Sounds good, guys. Have a good one.
See you, Mike. Man, what a great guy. Guys, again, the War Report. Yeah. The War Report is an Auburn-based. It's 4 guys that went to Auburn. They were great friends while they were at Auburn. They met back up about 10 years later and said, hey, let's make an Auburn YouTube channel, and they've really grown a great following. So if you want any Auburn analysis moving forward, I know Georgia just played them, so you might not want it until next year, but go hit the subscribe button on their channel. They've got some really good Auburn stuff. And if you miss D-Rob, then they talk about D-Rob a lot. So, class act, like the sheriff said. Yeah, Mike is really one of the good guys. We got another one there. Mike Giddens is awesome from Llama. Mike's one of the good guys in the media, and glad to have him on our side here at Rivals. And
that's one of the good things you get with some of these Rivals guys, that they've, people associated with it. It's, you don't go get a bunch of, you get people that are, who can be objective. They can be fans of their schools, that.
They're all big fans, but they will hit analysis at you with the quickness.
Yeah,
and not afraid to show it.
Yeah, a lot of us went to UGA, graduated from there, but we're still able to cover the team objectively and say, hey, look, here's what's going on. I have a better day when Georgia wins, especially because the dog vent doesn't go quite as crazy. But
right.
The point being, it's we broke the news earlier this morning about Amir Speed. We broke the news earlier this morning about Tresman Marshall. We told people what was going on with Jamari Sawyer when he came out of the game, and Kenny McIntosh. We broke it. In other words, we break a lot of bad news, but we're being objective. We're telling you what's going on, and then we're wrong. I thought Georgia was going to go crossing routes all day with the tight ends. They threw one, So when we're wrong, we'll call it. We were wrong, but
I can tell you that tight end down the sideline, that one-handed catch almost was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
and he looked good on that catch across the middle too. Darnell, it looks like that foot injury is behind him.
So only 6 receivers caught a pass for Georgia today, one of them being a running back, 2 of them being a tight end. So technically only 3 wide receivers caught a pass for Georgia today. Kieris had 2 for 8. Mitchell had 2 for 10. And then obviously, like we talked about there, Ladd 5 for 135.
But you only had 8 wide receivers that traveled, and 2 of those were Jermaine
Pickens and Burton.
And that brings me to my comment over here, guys. Sorry to block your head, Ben, but I'm wondering where Jermaine was today. Roddy, do you have any update on Jermaine?
He was there, but he has a minor groin issue. So, he could play. They took him. The people I spoke to, we didn't even report it ahead of time because we were told that, he's expected to play. And a lot of these guys have, I don't call them injuries. They're dinged up. Okay. And Kyrus Jackson is dinged up. He has a bad knee. You saw him catch passes. You saw him return kicks. He can return punts. So you don't run to the board and say, hey, Jermaine Burton's out or Jermaine Burton's injured. There's guys that are tore up. It's kind of the same thing with JT Daniels. We, knew for half the week that he had an oblique issue. We never reported until all of a sudden we're like, oh, crap. We're going to break the news that Stetson Bennett is the starter. And then we put out the news that he was a starter. And then the news got out about the oblique, and it snowballed from there. But the point being, I thought Jermaine was going to play, and I thought Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint would too, because he was supposed to be closer to being back. But now he has a growing issue. And here's the thing, you didn't need him. So if you don't need him, you don't send him out there to make it worse.
And Rosemy-Jacksaint was also there too. I saw him on the sideline. So Trent, out of your 8, there's only 5 healthy wide receivers, Justin Robinson being one of them, and I can't think of who the other one was that they traveled. Meeks. Yeah. So there you go. We do have a special guest. It looks like a friend of the show, a friend of Roddy's, and a great friend of Ben Choppy Bachman.
Oh no!
Oh shit! I think I'm getting a call.
Yeah.
It's a history lesson. Oh,
Athens Dog 88. Ben,
a call.
I think this is Ben's uncle. What's up, man? You're on with us. What's popping over there in old Athens? Whoa, where are we got the sound?
COVID.
Oh, there we go.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh no, yeah. AD's got COVID.
You have COVID?
I do. Yes, my whole family does. It's terrible.
Man,
but
praying for you guys, man.
I think I'm on. It's not going to be that bad. We're healthy. We got the shots, Pfizer in April, and but it was crazy sitting in a house with 3 kids running around trying to watch a Georgia game. I said 31-9. I was kind of close. I was impressed with Broderick Jones. He stepped up. I haven't been watching y'all's whole show. I've been in and out. I've been watching some of Kentucky destroying LSU right now physically. I think Coach O may be looking like Gene Chizik. I have 2 questions for y'all. One, injury. I know everybody's asking about injury reports, but with our left tackle, where do you think we go moving forward? I know it's a $1 million question. And
Literally.
2, yeah, no, multi-million. 2, I haven't really thought this until now, but I'm curious. Who is the quarterback that? And believe it or not, I just got a text from Bulldog Bob a minute ago. He says he's on the field at Auburn, but. Who is the quarterback to lead us to the SEC championship? Is it Stetson or is it JT?
I knew this was coming.
I think that's a legitimate question now. And
I knew we were going to have to touch on the topic tonight. Yeah, I knew we were going to have to touch on the topic tonight, AD. I just didn't know it'd be so soon. Roddy hasn't had he's kind of sobering up now. I don't know. We might need to wait on that second question.
Man. This new bottle of Buffalo Trace behind me. We're going to crank it up here in a second. I'm
question.
This LSU game because I didn't realize that Kentucky's up 14-0 on LSU. Wow.
Yeah. First question.
And they are physically whipping them.
Hey, that is a physical team. Kirby Smart, the post-game interview, was talking to DJ Shockley, and he said, "Look, we got to have the crowds in the stands next week. This team, because we are as beat up as we've ever been, and we're facing a team that may be most physical of any team we've played."
The sheriff said, "Is this Athens dog?" It is, Sheriff. It is. Watch out. He doesn't come on camera. He's an unknown.
He's sick. I don't want to see his
snotty
nose and all that.
Right. But no, the first question, left tackle. I mean, I think. Roddy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have to kind of figure out what the severity is of Salyer first. And I'm sure we'll get that in the the post-game press conference when we talk about it. But I don't know. I think if he's healthy, you still throw Salyer out there. I don't think you want to change up that dynamic at all.
Broderick Jones did a good job.
He did a really good job.
I think if Jones looks good, you have to play him at left tackle. And if Sawyer's back, move him into guard. That's what I would do.
No.
I would do it.
No.
I'm with Ben.
I think that's what Coach. I've heard that's what Coach Luke wanted to have done earlier this year, but Broderick was coming along a little slower than they'd wanted. But maybe this is a blessing in disguise if we can get these guys healthy.
And Jamari, by his own admission, wasn't playing as well inside as he was outside.
But so you're saying take Erickson out, right? Because Van Pran Granger, I think, has earned his center spot.
You got to take Erickson out, I assume.
I agree.
Yeah.
Van Pran had 2 huge pancakes in this game.
Athens guy Mims had a pancake today. When they put him in at the end, he just threw a linebacker at the end.
Yeah, you put that in the group chat.
So,
I didn't even see it. I was getting the show to set up.
So I'm gonna let y'all go with this, but Roddy, I want to ask you this, and I'm gonna call your cell phone 10 times after if you don't answer it. But right now, this is a loaded question. I won't hold you to it, but I mean I was told.
Yeah, you will.
I don't know if I should say
you will.
this.
You'll bring it up for a year.
Here we go. 80's about to drop some bombs, guys.
No, I was just told a couple of weeks ago that JT has a shot for next week. Again, I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but and I was told Pickens and JT have a shot for Florida, and I've been told that for a while. But I guess the major question I have though is, if they're both healthy, who are you going to play at quarterback? Who's going to lead Georgia to the championship? Roddy?
There's 4 other people here that can answer the question.
Roddy's a Stetson guy. Roddy's the Stetson guy. He compares everyone to him. It has to be Stetson for Roddy's answer.
Damn it. Okay, I'll put it to you this way. What defense are you facing? Okay,
Alabama.
Yeah,
My point is,
Alabama's the first one I was
if
going
you
to
need to keep a defense more honest, JT is a statue back there. He doesn't have the mobility. Okay. Do you need to throw the ball downfield? They can both do that. Is JT more accurate? Yes. Does he run the offense a little more efficiently? Seems that way. But also at the same time, if you're worried about, if you want to keep them honest, because on those RPOs and stuff like that, that backside pursuit, you saw the backside guy come in and shut Georgia down a couple times. Multiple times, what did they do? Stetson kept it. JT never keeps the ball. It keeps the defense much more honest. So to me, if JT were way up here and Stetson were way down here, then it's no question. But they've gotten a lot closer, and you have to me, I think they would maybe play both. But I'm a big fan of JT, a big fan of Stetson. I think they can both do it. But I think a lot of it depends on what you're trying to do that defense. How do you want to attack them? The threat of a running quarterback is a huge advantage. So I believe you have to play it. You use them right now based on who do you think can torch the defense.
Well, one last thing I'll add. Kirby likes the hot hand. He's shown that throughout his career, whether it be cornerback or quarterback. But I think it's going to make fans irritated. I think you're going to see a combination. But we will see. It's good to – I'm glad Stetson came back. I hope you all have a great night. I cannot believe growing up in the 80s that Georgia would have won 14 out of 17 versus Auburn. It's unbelievable the way we have flipped this series. But y'all take care. I really appreciate y'all. God bless and good night.
Hey, take it easy. Get healthy there, AD. Trent, he didn't pose a question to you, but I want you to answer that question too.
Yeah, he posed to everybody.
Yeah.
No. I think Stetson has played well. I think a lot of his negativity draws from the games he lost last year. He lost to Florida.
Can't win the big one.
He lost to Florida, lost to Alabama. I think he took a major step for a lot of people today going into a hostile environment like he did and playing the way he did. I thought he played well. I thought he kind of ran the offense well. I thought he kept it when he needed to. I thought he was a game, not as a game manager, but he ran the offense like it was supposed to be ran. He made the correct calls. He made the correct reads. He ran some RPOs. He made a good pass to Bowers on an RPO across the middle where he held it. I thought he ran the offense well today. I think you can win with either one of these guys. I think you've seen since Bennett took over at quarterback, the running game's opened up. The running game was struggling with JT at quarterback. You've seen the running game kind of open up the last couple of weeks with Bennett at quarterback. But I think JT is more accurate with football. I think both need to play. If both of them are healthy, I think both need to play. It's just how you gonna do it. That's a $4 million, $5 million job, not a $10 job.
Paul, I agree with them. Because I said going into the season, if Brock Vandagriff had the playbook down, you would have to use him in packages because of his legs. But if Stetson can do that and he's experienced, I think they would trust him more throwing the ball. So now I would do it. I would rotate him, especially in a game versus Alabama, because I just think JT's more efficient of a thrower, and I would take JT, but I just think you have to have Stetson for his wheels.
The problem is I don't know if you can rotate him. I think you –
Well, how's he more consistent? I mean, they both have the same completion percentage.
Do they? Let me look it up.
On the season?
I've seen JT throw for 300 and 400 yards, though, before.
Yeah. Again, then we saw Stetson Bennett light up UAB, become the
UAB?
Yeah. It's a good team.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the running game opens up a little bit more Stetson so they can go to the run a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Where JT is, you got to go to the pass.
They threw, 7-11 times last week because the way Arkansas played him. It's like, why didn't he needs to throw 30 times? No, you don't need to against a 3-man front. You run against a 3-man front. I see someone say, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. No, you have 2 quarterbacks.
I don't know. I think I disagree.
Well,
I think I disagree.
Or you can fall
Where are you going with, Paul?
I mean, I think JT's your starter. Now, obviously.
Yeah, so was Jacob Eason.
Yeah, he was. And Jake
Paul,
Fromm.
I agree
did a
with
great
you.
job.
I just think you need to rotate Stetson in at times, like Roddy said, because it does open up the run game because that just changes things. I don't JT. There's no chance he's going to go to the bench permanently. I doubt that happens.
Who's the team rallying behind?
I think either one of them.
No, they'll run through a wall for Stetson.
Yeah, but at the same time, they know JT is.
They do know him, and they love him. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that he is a favorite. To me, you play them both, which is exactly what you saw against South Carolina. JT gets you down the field twice, 2-3 times, and then you bring in Stetson. Now you're just like, okay, we've got a lead on you. Now we're going to run it. And you don't know if the quarterback's going to keep it or not.
But
wasn't it against Arkansas 9-yard pickup on the quarterback keeper?
Wasn't it when they brought Stetson in against when did he throw the interception? Yeah, South Carolina. Yeah, they brought the offense was clicking. They brought Stetson in on the third drive, fourth drive. Immediately throws the interception. Yeah, it just kind of threw out the rhythm. Never do that. But no, they do that. They do that, of course. What I'm saying is it just threw off the rhythm of the game. I don't know if you can rotate him in a proper manner. I get what you guys are saying, but against Bama, I don't know if you can just throw him in there for a drive because let's be honest, Kentucky, after watching today's game, Kentucky's going to be a formidable opponent, but then once Georgia beats them, they'll say Georgia hasn't played anybody, much like how Auburn's ranked 18th, and they'll say Auburn was never really good to begin with. Georgia hasn't played anybody. But at the same time, I don't see a rotation when you get even to Florida. If you can have JT healthy, I think you want to get JT as many snaps as possible. And then when it comes time for that SEC championship, when it comes time for that playoff run, you're not bringing – I don't see bringing in Stetson for a drive or 3 drives throughout the game. I don't know if that changes anything unless
they may not need to. I mean, they didn't in that other game. They just said, okay. It was Vandy. It's like, okay, JT's our quarterback. Just ran until they were up by 1,000 scores, and this is our guy. We're going to roll with him. You don't need to, but at the same time, if you're getting stymied, you have that option. To me, I'm like, look, let's put it to a competition.
Yeah, I think that's the way it needs to be. I mean, if JT's going to be number one, then let JT roll with it, and then if he struggles, you always get another.
Here's the thing, I don't believe it threw off JT's system or whatever when you bring another guy in. They're not that fragile, If you have Jamari Sawyer, he gets pulled and he has to move inside, or Broderick Jones comes in for him and he sits out. Jordan Davis on that long drive that resulted in a touchdown for Auburn. Jordan Davis wasn't in there for most of that drive. Did bringing in Devontae Wyatt or Zion Logue in his place throw off his rhythm? It's garbage. Now,
the quarterback's a little different position though.
Yeah, but if Stetson had come in and thrown 5 passes or run once and handed the ball off and they scored a touchdown, it wouldn't matter. But he came in and threw an interception. So, oh my God, you can never change quarterbacks out. No, they're not that fragile.
We got a super chat here from Aaron Callaway. Says, Not a chance. Kirby Smart does a rotation. Too much. # Leon Farmer love.
You know what? I will say this.
He's done it once, though, Aaron. He did it once.
Paul, I will say real quick, the number one thing that I think, and I know it's still halfway through the season, that's better this year about Georgia's offense is the deep ball accuracy. Even though Stetson kind of underthrew one, I remember last year against Florida, they must have missed like 10 deep balls. I've never seen them miss on so many. I don't remember them missing on one this year that they had. I remember they hit against South Carolina. They hit on everyone versus UAB. They hit on everyone today. Last week, they didn't need to throw one, but they've hit every single deep ball. Stetson and JT, they have not missed on one.
This seems to be the common theme, though, in the chat, guys, and don't shoot the messenger, even though I'm kind of on this side, and you guys might not be. It's okay. Caldwell Crasher says, Stetson's a great guy and a good QB, but you need JT in there to win it all. That seems to be the consensus in the chat. So, and I agree with him there on that. So, Caldwell Crasher, thank you. Thank you for backing me up on that, sir. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of guys in the chat saying that. But maybe I'm wrong. You guys might be right. Maybe we're all.
QBs is ridiculous. Okay, that's no team has ever won switching out quarterbacks.
I don't have they.
Hey, if they put Stetson in on a fake punt and the SEC then we'll have problems.
Oh no.
Oh boy. No. Roddy, you said that sarcastically, but has a team won a national championship with rotating 2 quarterbacks?
Yes.
When?
I don't know.
Alabama with Hurts and Tua.
They didn't rotate.
That wasn't a rotation. You got injured.
One played one half, one played the second, technically.
Oh boy. Here we go.
That was because Alabama beat everybody by 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember Chris Leak winning one after he shared some time too.
The only that's it. Urban Meyer's the only one that had it at Florida.
That was what's popping in my head. Chris Leak and
Didn't Ohio State have like 3 quarterbacks the year that they won it?
Yeah, that's why because they got all hurt. They ended up with Wardell Jones.
Yeah, you have a hurt quarterback now.
Yeah, but once the quarterback,
they had like a million hurt quarterbacks at Ohio State. It was like, what was it? Braxton Miller, JT Barrett, and Cardell Jones.
Yeah, but the thing is, none of those guys came back. We're assuming JT comes back. JT comes back, he's the starter.
Paul, I'm with you. I'm just saying you have to use packages at least for Stetson.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
Why wouldn't you?
None of us are getting paid $7 million to make that decision. So
right.
Now,
and we will see what we will see.
Tebow and Chris Lee.
I can't see some packages.
Chris Sheriff.
Everybody in the world. I mean, if you're a defensive guy, everybody in the world knows when you got Justin Robinson and who's the other one?
Jackson Meeks.
No, the number 23. What is it?
Oh, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson. When they put them 2 guys in at wide receiver, you can they're running the ball. It was the same thing. It was the same thing in the Rose Bowl. In the Rose Bowl, they had Trey Blunt and another receiver in. They're running the ball.
It was Trey Blunt and Isaiah McKenzie.
No, it was the other little guy. What is his name?
From
California. Akil Crumpton.
Crumpton. Yep.
Crumpton. Yeah.
But you knew when those guys were in, they're running the ball. Like it's nothing against it. They're running the ball. So it wouldn't hurt in those situations to bring in somebody that could make that run better in the red zone. But
Braves win.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, did the Braves just win, Trent?
Trent, you have one job.
Yeah. They won.
They were
Braves.
Hey, do you guys want to let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Aaron said Braves win. There we go.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the super chat. Hey, folks, if you do the super chat, we will put your comment up on the screen. Guarantee it.
Yep,
you guys want to watch the press conference?
Do we have it ready?
Yeah, I just got to do something over here. You guys can occupy yourselves while I get it going.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can.
We got 5 running backs.
LSU is soft, by the way. I just got to admit, LSU is so soft.
Is LSU about the losers? Is this a home game for LSU?
No, it's in Kentucky.
It's in Kentucky.
Kroger Field, baby.
I've never seen 2 lines so soft.
Kroger Field. That's wild.
Yep.
All right, yeah, I'm trying to get it here. Let me see. There we go. I got it. Let's listen to what Coach Kirby Smart had to say following the victory here.
That's a good look for him right there.
Yeah.
Plug in, give a lot of credit to Auburn, their fans. They've created an electric environment, and for a lot of our players, I mean, probably over 50%, I would even say more than 50% of guys that are playing, they've never played in a road environment. And 2 of our DNA traits are composure and toughness, and I thought never has that been more evident than today. Composure and toughness. And the men in that locker room never doubt, never question each other. A really physical game, guys. You know, that was a really physical game. And now we've had 2 of those really physical games back to back. Told you we were beat up.
Was Arkansas a physical game?
I mean, I thought they were. I mean,
it was 37-0.
You ran the ball 56 times. It's gonna be physical. I think that's what he's talking about.
No,
I guess.
And their offensive line was those. They tried to do a little bully ball too. He just didn't have the manpower, but it was very physical. They're slamming some guys.
Fair enough. I'm just asking.
Jalen Carter picked 3 guys.
And we're probably more beat up coming out of it. But I'm proud of the way the guys competed, man. Golly. Just a lot of toughness showed through in that game.
Okay, we'll go to Chip Towers first, followed by Logan Booker.
Coach, you can't talk about this team without realizing that you're doing this without your quote-unquote starting quarterback.
Oh, here we go.
Can you just talk about the way Stetson continues to come through and just kind of how that plays in the whole mindset that you're talking about, composure and toughness, regardless of who's on the field, whether it's Ladd McConkey or somebody else at wide receiver.
Yeah, it's next man up mentality. That's what we talked about all week. It's going to be next man up, no matter who's in. We got a lot of guys hurt and beat up, including the quarterback. And, we hope he's getting better. We feel like he's getting better. But, Stetson played a hell of a game. Stetson made plays with his feet. You go back to that game, and there's, 1, 2, 3, probably 4 really big plays in the game he makes with his athleticism. And that's a dynamic that he brings that it forces them to defend us different ways. And, guys, I don't know how you feel. I don't really read what anybody writes, but he played really well too. Right?
That's Cap.
He reads what people write.
Here's the thing. I don't read what anybody writes. We don't pay attention. We cut out all the noise. And then the next thing will be, you guys write so much about this. You guys write so much about that. You guys need to stop writing about this. Hell, last week he was telling everybody what to write about.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not bragging on him. It's just, don't give me that. We don't see the clippings and stuff like that. He will you guys don't need to be focused about this. You need to be focused on X. We got Stetson Bennett after the Arkansas game, and he's like, you need to write about what happened on the field. Okay.
Last year. Okay. He did some good things last year. And I don't think people give him enough credit for that this was his first opportunity to come into this environment and play Georgia branded football. And he made a lot of plays, and he hit the guys that were open
right.
And helped us in the second half by doing a lot of run checks. And really proud of the way Stetson's led the team, played. And our players, telling you, they believe in whoever's back there.
Coach, are you able to give any updates on Jamari or anybody else? You mentioned you're more banged up than you were coming into the game.
Here we go. A little update on Jamari.
To a shoulder, and I don't know. At times he thought he could come back. He put his pads back on, and he took them off, and he's got a shoulder injury. But we don't know if he'll be back yet or not. I don't know how. We probably won't know until midweek next week. Jamari thought he could play on it. It was I think it was an ankle, and he thought he could go on it, but we felt like Roger was playing well. But again, I don't know. I think we'll have to see those guys Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to really know. There's no definites. We got a lot of guys out, guys. I mean, just look down the list. You saw the guys today that didn't play.
Let's go to Mark Weiser, followed by Dean Legge.
You're talking about toughness.
If you guys are watching, 15 scholarship players currently injured right now for Georgia. So that's what Kirby's talking about there.
With Stetson, obviously, he took a shot there on the targeting. And I want to ask you about his play action fakes, how effective they are. It seems to be in the passing game today, especially.
Yeah, the play action shots, I thought Monken did a great job calling the game, tying the run game to the play action. And the play actions only work, if you got guys that can run and you got a run game that's working. So the better the run game is, obviously the play action shots work. And thought there were some very timely calls there to get some explosives, and a lot of young players stepped up. Look, I had no idea if you had told me we were coming into Auburn this year 6 months ago, and we would have had Ladd and A.D. Mitchell, playing our X and Z. Who would have thought that?
Nobody,
Kirby. Yeah, the answer is nobody.
Even Kirby. Yeah. And I want to tell y'all something about A.D. Mitchell. It's a huge get for Georgia. He's turned into quite the playmaker. But everybody that we spoke to in the spring, when he had such a strong spring, and then summer, they're like, oh, he's really good. He's a good role player. He's a good role player. He'll be good down the road. He'll be good later on. He's really turned out because Jermaine Burton's banged up and Marcus Roseby Saint's backed up and George Pickens isn't here. They're getting those reps that the other guys aren't getting, and that's why you're hearing about Ladd McConkey and you're hearing about A.D. Mitchell. Well, you miss enough time, and those guys mature. And we talk about, well, what happens when JT comes back? Do you pull Stetson? Maybe you do. I think it's a tougher decision than a lot of people would like to believe, but I think you got a damn hard decision. Do you pull Ladd McConkey?
No.
Do you pull A.D. Burton? No, they missed some blocks. They made some blocks, but right now those guys are hot. Talk about riding the hot hand.
If George Pickens is back, you're playing him.
Mitchell killed that kid's ankles on the goal line on that touchdown.
Oh yeah, that was the NFL route.
And who he is going up against is McCreary, how do you pronounce his name? And who is a projected to be one of the top corners in the draft.
Yeah.
Paul,
go ahead. Yeah,
I have a question real quick for Roddy. So if George Pickens comes back, you would play Ladd and them over him?
How healthy is George Pickens?
If he's healthy, like he's cleared to play.
If he's cleared to play, then he's the number one guy on your squad. You put him out there.
And you would play him over Burton too.
I'd play him over anybody. I'd play him over. I'd let him play quarterback.
George, anybody except for George.
No, he's saying he'd play George over everybody.
Yeah, I'd play George over everybody. George and Jalen Carter are probably the two most talented guys on the entire staff, on the entire roster, top to bottom. They're lights out. But do you take Ladd McConkey out and put in a 70% Jermaine Burton with a groin issue?
No.
Well, I mean, you've kind of seen this year. You've seen Ladd McConkey play over a 70% Kyrus Jackson. So that kind of
you saw what happened today.
Yeah.
Kirby, can you talk about or just Stetson's ability to keep the ball and run? How does that change the offense for y'all?
Well, it makes they have to defend the 11th guy. We saw it with Bo Nix. There's 3 or 4 third downs that we thought we had it covered great, and he scrambles and makes a play with his legs, and that's what Stetson's able to do. He's not as loose as Bo, but he's a really good athlete, and he makes plays with his leg. He's able to pull the ball on his own reads. He makes you defend the whole 53 yards, and we've always felt like this is a really good player. So it wasn't like anybody didn't think he was good. He was playing well last year.
Let's go to Anthony Dasher, followed by Alex Scarborough.
Hey, Coach. I know you talk about wanting his team to be on a trajectory and that sort of a thing. But I was wondering from an offensive perspective, and when it comes to trajectory, kind of where do you think it is holding? Again, like you said, this team is missing a lot of its weapons. And just one quick thing on that about Kenny McIntyre, why he didn't play today.
Yeah, Kenny tried to play. He had a hamstring tight. It was bothering him on Thursday, and he warmed up. We thought he was going to be able to go. He wasn't able to go 100%. I think he tried to cover a couple of punts. Didn't feel comfortable putting him back there in KOR, and just couldn't go. And another guy down.
It felt like to me, Patrick, I see you waiting in the wings. We'll bring you in right after we get done with this breakdown of Kirby Smart. Cool, good deal. It felt like to me, and guys, you can put in your comments on this in the chat, but the 3 running backs, it almost felt like a better rhythm today. Not like you want to miss out on McIntosh being in there. Obviously, he makes plays both in the run and passing game. We've seen that already this year. It felt like the running back rotation was more of a rotation, got a little bit more rhythm underneath it. Am I crazy for that, or do you guys agree? Or Roddy's just smoking a cigar over there. So
I think
I'm not smoking. I don't want to get us in trouble.
I think Zeus has been spectacular this year. I think from last year to this year, and they always say the second year, kind of coming off that ACL, but his vision and of the field and his understanding of like the zone running scheme has. You can see it. It's night and day of what it was last year, and you see him being patient. You see him waiting for that hole to come open, and then he accelerates. I think he's been spectacular there, and I thought Kendall Milton looked good tonight. And he was patient. I thought, a couple weeks ago, I thought he wasn't as patient, but I thought he was tonight. And I thought he
was
saw the hole and accelerated nicely. So I thought the running game as a whole, especially in the second half, was very good. And Zeus, and to me, he's hands down the number 1 back. He just looks great.
But when Georgia went to that wing, when you brought in Big Darnell Washington and you loaded up that side, they never adjusted for it. And every time they ran through that wing, it just killed them.
Darnell has brought an extra dimension to this running game.
He's brought an extra offensive lineman to this game that can catch passes too.
You see the last 2 weeks of how effective they've been running the ball, and a lot of that, not all of it, but a lot of it has to do with Darnell, because Darnell is still in that edge, and I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, me too.
Along with Jermaine Burton.
Oh, sorry, Roddy.
So it's
what you got? You good?
It's tough. But as far as the trajectory of the offense, it's next man up. Our offense has been so different every week in terms of who's available, and our offensive staff is using the weapons we have, and thankful that we have enough guys still healthy that we can have a functioning, good, explosive offense. And all you can do is take the guys that are healthy and go play with them, and it's next man up. I thought those guys stepped up today.
We got to get through these ads real
Stream
quick.
85 plus channels.
Paul, if you want a quick score update, 17-7 A&M on Bama.
What?
Hold on, what?
A&M's up 10.
Look, A&M 17-7 right now?
Yes, they're up. A&M is beating Alabama by 10 points.
When's the last time Alabama trailed in a game?
They have not this season. Georgia and Alabama have trailed for the first time today, all season.
What quarter are we in, Trent?
It's the
First,
end of the
33 seconds in the first
end of the first quarter.
Wow. And they're playing at Kyle Field, right?
Yes.
Holy cow, that guy's wide open.
Well, no, what happened was Bijan Robinson fumbled, which set him up at like the 35, and they just ran right down their throats.
Brian Robinson, you mean? But anyways.
Yeah, Brian Robinson fumbled.
Yeah,
Right.
Bijan's killing it over at what? Texas,
man. He's the best player in college football, in my opinion, Bijan.
Next SEC team. They kill each other today, but they're going to have to face some SEC defenses soon.
How about a week after Georgia shutting down Arkansas, they put up like 900 yards there.
Yeah, that was a wild game.
And they beat this Aggies team.
Yes, they did.
They should have beaten Ole Miss. That was a dumb play call. On the 2-point conversion, I don't know what that play call was.
Dude,
Rowdy, you're going to have to explain that to me. It looked like it was just a mosh pit in the corner of the end zone.
I hate rollouts on those plays. Like,
because it limits half the field for you immediately.
They should have just ran the ball.
Yeah, you have a 6'5", God knows, 250-pound quarterback.
Continue this.
Okay, we'll go to Mike Griffith, followed by Jed May.
Jed.
Hey, Jed.
Yeah, Kirby, you talked about next man up. I think you said you had an exodus of 8 DBs. Tyke's not back. I guess that's 9. Smith's down 10. And yet the secondary holds strong. Can you just talk about the players back there and Dan coming in and playing that safety spot when Christopher went out?
Yeah, Tyke is there. Tyke played down. If you notice, he got in, he played kickoff, and he played a few snaps on defense.
He said he played a few snaps on defense. I did not see that.
He did.
He
got
did.
in.
He did?
Yep.
When was it?
He played a star, then moved Brainy to the safety.
Yeah.
After
Lewisine got hurt,
Okay.
they moved Latavius Brittany back to safety because that's where he has practiced for 3 years. Now they need a star. They brought in number 23, Tyke Smith, so he got in.
How many plays did he play?
2 or 3, and then I thought Singh was done, and then they came back in for that when they got that touchdown run.
Okay.
Defense. When Lewis went out, we had to move Green to safety and Tyke to star. But Tyke's getting better. Like he's almost there. But he's also he plays the same spot Brady. He's got to outperform Brady, and he's got to play there to get in a rotation, and that's a good competition. But moving forward, we're probably going to have to get some more reps for those guys at safety and Bullard as well. And good thing is we've been coaching those guys to be position diverse. They can play star and safety. We're hurting the corner too. Nobody's mentioned it. Ramir Speed was injured and not here, and he's just started on 4 special teams. So between Ramir Speed, Jermaine Burton, Jamari Sutter, all those guys, Kenny McIntosh, it's just a long list. And what we're going to do is figure out what our best players can do and let them function and go play best brand of football we can. Figure out what our best players can do.
Whoa. I messed it up. Hold on. I was trying to get – oh, my Lord. Stop sharing. I was trying to stop it to say, is that why Kendrick jumped off sides there? He said Speed plays all 4. I don't know. We'd have to go back and watch. But anyways, let me get back to this, guys. Okay, there we go. Oh, we're going to miss Jed May's question. I'm getting it back, guys. I promise. Hold on 1 second. That might have been why he jumped off sides, though, was because of that.
No, I mean, 2 guys jumped on that field goal.
They did. Lewis Seen, but Kendrick was the outside guy there. It was Seen next to him.
Was that Seen?
Yeah.
Or I thought it was.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So both those guys go flying in. Then they decide to go for it. And then Latavius Brittany breaks it up. That cost them 3 points. I think that was a momentum killer. I think Auburn had a good plan until they missed the field goal. They were, trying to go for the touchdown, which makes sense. And then also having Smoke Monday get knocked out or knocking himself out of the game. I think that was just that's when the cracks formed. And then the long pass to McConkey. I think your boy Mike nailed it. That was it. And the route was on. Once you have to score 3 times against this defense,
it becomes really tough.
And Georgia didn't really punt them deep like they normally do.
No. Here's Jed May, UGAsports.com.
Jed May.
Red zone today, holding Auburn field goals. You got to stop right before halftime. Just how much do y'all emphasize that in practice? And I guess, in your opinion, is that one of the true signs of a good defense that, they're able to bend but not break, I guess?
Well, first of all, I think Auburn did a tremendous job offensively. They moved the tempo. They were very patient with the run game. They didn't just abort the run game. When you don't get an early lead, it makes a team able to be patient. And they've gotten a lot more third and I would say 1 to 5, 1 to 6. And that's harder. Those are harder when you got an athletic quarterback to take off running. But we did have some stops in the red that were huge. We emphasize that every week. We brag on our players. We post what they're ranked in the red area. It's a big pride thing for them to be really good in the red area, and that paid off extremely well today. Coach Schumann and Dan do a tremendous job of giving a red area report to our players, and I thought that paid off in this game.
Let's go to Seth Everson, followed by John Zinor.
Kirby, first off, I'm sorry if you said it, but what does Burton have? And second, just on the injuries, should people be impressed by what you all have done despite the injuries, or worried about it catching up to you?
Worried about what? I didn't hear the end of that.
Worried about the injuries basically catching up to you if you don't get enough important guys back.
I really don't know what people should be. I know that for me as the coach, I'm not thinking about what everybody thinks about the injuries. I'm thinking about what we can do to get the players we have in the best place to be successful. That's what coaches do, right? They take what they have or what they have healthy and they go. These aren't injuries that are occurring because we're banging in practice. That's not the case. Some of these are soft tissue injuries. Jermaine's a growing that affected him. I think started bothering Tuesday.
A growing.
It's just a cumulative effect at receiver. We've done less receiver work than ever because we lost 3 receivers in the transfer portal. And it's like we got George down, then we got Don down. And then what happens is the cumulative effect starts getting into the other guys. We've got to cut back. We track their yardages. We do everything we can to help them. But I'll say this, the ones that are healthy, they work hard, they compete. And I'm proud of the way that receiver room has responded.
The guys that are left.
Yeah.
Receivers room.
Okay, let's go to Maria Martin, followed by Connor Riley.
Maria!
Kirby mentioned him briefly, but Lad McConkey, he's been able to develop throughout the season and obviously had a really big game today. Could you just elaborate a little bit more of what you saw from Lad and how pleased you are within him in this offense so far?
What I saw from Lad today, or
today.
Yeah. I saw a heart of a warrior. I sat in that young man's home, and he didn't have one Power 5 offer, and he wanted to play big time football. And all he did was make catches, punt return, make plays, and it's not his fault who he goes against. I watched the team play basketball one night and said, I want this guy on my team. And his parents were wonderful people and jumped all over the opportunity to come play at Georgia. And I think any player on your team will tell you, Lad McConkey outworks every guy out there. And he plays with physical toughness at 184 pounds. And today, he made some plays. He made plays in his vertical passing game. Really proud of him. And he moved positions. He didn't play the slide today. He played Z. And I thought that was a tremendous job by our coaches and by a young man that is everything right about college football. This guy wants to win for Georgia. And the more guys you get like that on your team, Dan Jackson's another one that cares about it. Warren McClendon cares about it. They care about this university. You see it the way they play.
Hey, Kirby, maybe too soon to determine this, but do you guys think you were elite today?
elite can be a loose term. I thought that we were elite at times. I never used the term that we're elite. We didn't force turnovers enough to be elite. You know what I mean? And I thought offensively I didn't see the stats, but I thought we made some explosives at the right time. What we were elite toughness, and we were elite composure. Nolan Smith, who's one of our leaders, had a bonehead penalty. I told him, wipe it up, fold it up, throw it away, let it go. So
that was a bonehead penalty,
and we can't have those on the road. And we'll learn from that. But there's a lot of opportunities our players had to have bad composure or lose energy, and they didn't do that.
Got time for one more question, and we'll go to Palmer Tones.
Hey, Kirby, you give up 46 yards rushing today, 272 through the air. How much do you think teams are trying to get the ball to the outside rather than trying pushing up the middle against your front seven?
Well, that's a little misleading, Palmer. I don't know if you know how they do the stats, but they take out the sacks. So with 4 sacks and Bo Nix going back, they ran the ball better than the numbers indicate. We don't look at numbers on rush with the pass stats in. We look at numbers on the rush with the rush. And I don't know what it'll show, but they ran the ball better than some teams against us, okay? And that's important to be able to shut that down. And that made the third and shorts and mediums, because I thought Bobo and Will Friend did a good job keeping them out of the third longs. And that's critical. So teams will take shots on us, obviously, because you got the big guys inside. But they did run the ball a little more efficiently than the numbers indicate.
There we go.
A little update. Alabama just threw a pick on the 3-yard line.
What? Yeah, I see him running it back right there behind him.
That was dumb play by the guy who picked it off, though. He shouldn't need it. I think now they're at their own 3.
We've got going to bring in Patrick Garvin. Big Pat there. How you doing, man? Pat, I can't hear you.
Unmute your mic, genius.
We'll wait on you, Pat. We're not trying to do a live show.
There we go.
It's not a live damn show.
We'll look at your hairline while you're looking.
No, still can't hear you, Pat.
Chicks love Pat.
Yeah, I know they do, but if chicks can't hear them, then you might have to join back up, Pat. You might have clicked the wrong mic. We'll remove you for right now. Join back up. Alabama. Ew.
If they win by 3 points, you still think they're going to keep them at 1?
Look at it. Look at it. Saban's about to run to the locker room really quick to sacrifice a goat. Oh, man.
Or a Dodge Charger.
Yeah. He's going to go slash some tires to a Dodge Charger. What did you ask, Ben?
No, I said let's say Alabama hypothetically beat A&M by just like 3 points, you'd think they would still keep them at 1? I just don't see, outside of Alabama losing, anyone switching them just because they're Bama.
I don't think it really matters between 1 and 2 right now, honestly.
I think if you're Kirby, you kind of want to stay at number 2. It keeps you, that slight momentum.
Unless Bama loses.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I'm saying if Bama wins and they win by 3, like you said, I think that Kirby would rather keep that underdog mentality. Hey, they still think they're better than us.
Well, here's the thing, Paul. If Bama were to lose a game and then Georgia beats them in the SEC championship game, there's a good chance they're out. And I don't see any team in the other conferences competing with them. Outside, I am a Caleb Williams guy, so OU maybe slight chance. But
I think Penn State pretty much eliminated themselves today, losing their quarterback. They beat Iowa today they lost their quarterback, and so I don't see it. 2 lost Bama. Now 2 lost Bama ain't making the playoffs.
Nah, there's enough people to be like, well, we're going to give it to somebody else.
Cincinnati's going undefeated. They're not putting a 2 loss Bama in over a no loss Cincinnati.
I think that would be great for college football. That especially if Ohio State lost and Bama lost twice, you would see none of the last 5 teams that were in the playoff in. Actually, Oklahoma might make it in, but that'd be good. None of last year's teams. Notre Dame's out. I think they're getting beat down by Virginia Tech. And
how about Caleb Superman Williams leading them back?
Jesus.
Yeah.
I said before the season he'd start. He's as good of a high school quarterback I've ever seen up close. I watched him a few times being up here.
That may be the best quarterback in college football right now.
Huh?
Caleb Williams.
I think he's going to be the best quarterback in college football.
That kid's unreal.
When was the last time a Heisman favorite was benched for
will be in the portal by Tuesday.
Where? I think he might go to Ole Miss.
Oh,
that would be interesting.
Hold up, we're already projecting portal.
I'm projecting. Yeah, I'm putting in a feature
The show's
cast.
getting a little ahead of itself, guys.
First flip feature cast ever on Rivals.
Why wouldn't Rattler just go to the? Well, no, never mind.
No,
If he
his
gets
draft
benched,
stock's
he's
got
not-
to be going
Yeah.
down.
It's the
Yeah,
portal
his draft
cast.
stock's tanking. Yeah.
I'm with F Dog 83, man. He's like, I'm afraid Georgia will be ranked number 1 tomorrow, and that's something I don't want.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's tough to stay focused, guys. It is tough to be this up. This is what I was worried about this Auburn game. You destroyed a number 8 Arkansas team. You shut them out, and then you go on the road. You're like, man, we got this. We're good at this. And then somebody else comes up and punches you in the mouth, and you're like, oh, wait,
Kentucky's a team Georgia's never been able to, next week, like Georgia's never been able to score a ton of points on Kentucky the last 2 years. I noticed that they've been great on defense. I think they've held them to 3 points over 2 years, but the offense has been bad in the past game when they play Kentucky.
I think everybody at the beginning of the year laughed at the projections of having Kentucky number 2 in the East.
I go back and watch.
It is really coming to realization that Kentucky is going to finish 2 in the East because
Ben, did I not tell
after
you?
Georgia,
Yeah, you did. You did, Paul.
after Georgia, they don't. After LSU, after Georgia, they really have no tests left. They're going to finish 11-1 if Georgia beats them.
Yeah, because after Georgia, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, New Mexico State, and Louisville for Kentucky.
Now somehow Tennessee's putting up 900 points a game now.
Yeah,
But,
what I missed?
I thought Mizzou was going to be good, but I was off. I was off. They are bad, Missouri.
Kentucky's at halftime right now, 14-0 against LSU.
That's going
Tennessee's putting up points.
Kentucky's going to come in next week, and they're going to be ranked around 12. That's going to be another big home game.
If they
might
get
crack
to 10,
the top 10.
BYU lost, right?
BYU
Yeah,
lost.
they might crack the top 10, Trent.
Barely. Maybe.
They're 16th right now.
I mean, they're undefeated in the SEC. You might have to give it to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That would be 3 top 10 matchups for Georgia in the schedule. I don't understand how you can say they don't play anybody.
I think it'll depend on
They don't play anybody, Ben.
I think it'll depend on if Kentucky passes Penn State or not. Do they keep Penn State up there?
People can say what they want about Clemson. In my opinion, their defense is still top 5. Their offense is bottom 5.
Not anymore.
That's the thing. Their defense is top 5.
Yeah, with Brise out.
Yeah, that's a big blow, but still, it's a complete defense. How many are you taking over them? Iowa, maybe. Penn State. I mean, there's not that many you would take over them. Still.
You know what? I looked at the stats. I looked at the stats this week, and I don't have them in front of me, but yeah, I was looking at the top 10, and I saw that Iowa was number 2 in defense behind Georgia, but they were number 101 in total offense.
Really? That's nuts.
If you don't turn the ball over versus Iowa, you'll beat them.
That's
you
not
just can't turn it over.
Well, I mean, if you don't lose your quarterback, Penn State beats them. So
it'll be interesting moving forward. I don't know if Patrick Garvin's going to come back, guys. He might have had a hot date to go to. I don't know if he's coming back.
Ladies do love Patrick. Hey, I wanted to let him get on here and plug his book.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, so while we got some of you recruiting guys on here, talk to me a little about recruiting real quick. There were some Georgia recruits at this game. Georgia targets, I should say.
Yeah,
I think Michael
Williams is going to see Georgia 3 weeks in a row. He's going to be. He has the unofficial last week. He was at Auburn today. He will be. He will be back at Georgia next week. Currently USC commit. We'll see how long that USC commit lasts. Georgia's pushing there, and there were some.
He doesn't even expect to keep him.
Yeah.
We got intel that their coaches think that they're going to lose him.
Yeah.
And there's some, and I think Kirby's going to push for the fans to be in there early next week, 3:30 start.
We already did
because there's going to be some big time recruits there next week. You're going to have Luther Burden. You're going to have Jaheim Singletary, Michael Williams. There's going to be some big names there next week, and it's going to be
new Georgia commit Oscar Delp.
What?
Look at Oscar Delp commits this week.
Yes, he does. Where's he going to commit to, I wonder?
Well, apparently you just said new Georgia commit. So
I'm just saying I think he's going to commit to Georgia. So
okay,
I got that.
Oh,
I see him there. He'll walk into the stadium this time as a commitment.
The first time coming to visit Georgia as a commitment, Oscar Delp.
Hey, there is a difference. You talk to these guys. I know you've all done interviews with them, and they'll talk about, walking in, everybody sees them, and they're like, hey, congrats, and they pat him on the back, and it's just a big welcome feeling. I don't know that there'll be a giant if the paint line will do a "We Want Luther," but if they can get enough people down there to do like they did the "We Want Arch" thing,
they should.
Or "We Want Bear."
Yeah.
LT Overton's also.
Wait, the Bear's watching this game. He's out of Texas A&M.
Oh, that's tough.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. Hey,
it's a win. It's like a win-lose for Georgia, no matter what.
Here for Trent and Ben, if you had to pick, because both of them are coming, Bear or Luther, could you pick one that Georgia needs more next year? I mean, obviously Georgia wants to get both, but
I think you need Bear because you're losing.
Yeah.
Evan Weenie.
What is that? A bear?
It could be.
No, you gotta do it like the old. No, I'm not gonna throw gang signs up here.
You would know him, Pinky.
Little bear.
Little bear. You do the gang sign.
So Ben, we're gonna get kicked. We're gonna get kicked off of here by the Crips here soon. But Ben, what was your answer?
I would say next year. You're saying I'd go Bear. He has a better chance to start next year because Jordan Davis. Was this a Bear?
No, he did a freaking box, dude. He's like Bear. Bear. That needs to be his new logo. Bear. No, you got to do a box, Ben. You do a box. Bear.
Damn, I can't do a box.
Man.
John Adams points out a good news. This is UGA's 10th win in a row, which I think is pretty impressive. And was that third win over a ranked team? But to me, you've got Tyree West coming, right? You're still somewhat in it for Travis Shaw. I mean, UNC's had some issues. Maybe you can flip him. You get Mykel Williams, who could start as a true freshman. Go ahead and bookmark that because that's definitely a possibility. That's how good Mykel Williams is. I don't think we give him enough credit. Although we do have him rated as a 5-star, but that's a guy who could have an immediate impact. But you just don't have superstar wide receivers. You've had George Pickens as of late, and that's it. He's been banged up so much.
And
Georgia a top wide receiver. Once you got Jordan Davis in, all of a sudden you were able to sign more top defensive linemen, right? You've gone a long stretch without having a really, game changer. Now you're able to get, the Tyree West and guys like that. There's a lot of, you can get Christian Miller, you get CJ Madden, you get guys like that to come in. But to me, you got to have more than one George Pickens. Get a couple of those guys strung together. You're able to pull in a couple top cornerbacks. You're able to go out and grab cornerbacks.
And you do have Jalen Carter coming back. So
absolutely. So to me, if you can get a Luther Burden, the number one wide receiver in the nation, you guys put up his stats. Blaine Gilmer does a great job with that too. That to me is a bigger. And again, it's 1A and 1B. But if you do the typical, you can only choose one. I'd rather have Luther.
I think the guy who has the best chance to start next year as a freshman is already committed. I think it's Starks. I think he has the best chance to start at safety. If you lose both your safeties, unless there's some big time one in the portal,
safety, he'd be raw back there, man.
Yeah, he'd be.
I think he'd be ready to play.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. All I know is watch out for Robert Cooper. Plays for Florida State right now. South Gwinnett. Pretty sure
they won today.
Yeah, watch out for Robert Cooper after this year. Maybe enter in the transfer portal. Pretty sure his brother or somebody works for Georgia.
Put in the number 2 portal cast.
Yeah, second portal cast of the game. Second portal cast.
Hey, you got Anthony Dasher on there. Though. It looks like it.
We had Dash. I was going to bring him on, but now, there goes Dash. Dash is gone. We keep losing people. Nobody wants to be on with you, Ben. Ben, do you already have a shirt?
Target me.
Ben, do you already have a shirt from the longest field goal in history that was literally 2 weeks ago? That's like hot off the press right there.
Yeah, I did. I'm getting some free gear. Obviously, Roddy hooked me up with some free stuff today, so thanks to him. With now my webcam's better. But yeah, Nick Moore, by the way, was a Georgia Bulldog with the longest snap ever now. So that's a trivia question for some of you out there. Longest field goal in history, long snapper was Georgia Bulldog Nick Moore. So,
and he also played minor league baseball before coming to Georgia. I think he came to Georgia when he was like 24 years old, something like that. So congrats to him. What's the score in that game, Trent, while Anthony Dasher is trying to jump back in with us?
17-7. Texas A&M just sacked Alabama. Alabama's punting with
Bryce does not look good.
8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Damn.
He had a wide open receiver deep downfield and whiffed on him.
I think what's important here is there is definitely flaws from Alabama. I think we saw them in the Florida game. We're seeing them tonight.
Yeah.
Have we seen any, while we're waiting on Dash to jump back in, have we seen any flaws from Georgia?
Yes.
Okay. And what?
Throw the ball deep.
Yeah.
Health.
What?
Can you count health?
Oh, you're right. You don't have enough players. I mean, I put out a list.
I mean, you're just dinged up.
Game of 15, 16 guys that aren't playing for this team.
Did you say somebody throwing the ball deep?
Yeah, throw the ball deep on Georgia. Go after that secondary.
No, I think Keely Ringo was in an excellent position one time on that deep pass and somehow fitted in to Demetrius Robertson, the one catch he had. But
hey, we got Jet and Dash.
Jet and Dash.
They're walking out of the stadium there.
Together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably got kicked out. Here, I'll tell you what.
Money Jed?
I'll drop out and you guys bring them on. I'll be in the waiting room here.
All right. Jed and Dash. What a combo.
Yep, there's Money Jed.
What's up, guys?
We're both here. What's going on? Hey, I have a question for you, Dash. I've been waiting for you to come on. The move. So did you see Nakobe Dean like jump off the ground? Did you see that?
Oh yeah, that was incredible.
Okay, so what? I heard that this move is called from Shawn Michaels. It's some type of wrestling move that he did.
Oh, the kick up.
Sweet chin music. That was Shawn Michaels' kick. Like he called it sweet chin music. Is that what it's called?
Oh no, it was a kick up.
Yeah, well, he like kicked himself off the ground. He like pulled himself off the ground by kicking up. On...
I know what you're talking about. I know what you call it though. So.
Do you smell?
Sorry about that.
Cooking? I've been waiting for that. Damn it, Dash. That's really all I wanted to know. But no, overall,
I'll see you later.
Yeah, no. Overall, from you guys, just thoughts on the game. You were in the press box, so what was the atmosphere like? And Kirby, afterwards, we've already watched his post-game press conference. I've said that twice now. What was your overall opinion on the game?
Well, just a very impressive effort again by Georgia. I mean, give Auburn a lot of credit. Their crowd was really into it from the very beginning, and they gave, I won't say gave Georgia some trouble early, but they were, they were very into what was going on. But Georgia did not panic. They kept his composure. Running into somebody there, so I apologize for that. They can play, I think, a great game, and made another statement. I mean, this was, Stetson Bennett's first, true. Road game, a non-COVID game in front of a packed crowd, and he responded fantastically. The running game, got going and despite all the injuries, I think they had just 3 different receivers caught passes today. Of course, Ladd McConkey was had the great game, 5 catches for 138 yards or whatever it was in the touchdown. Give him a lot of credit. Give the team a lot of credit. It was a good, hard, physical win.
Moving forward, Dash, on the quarterback situation, Roddy seems to think that once JT's healthy, you kind of go with a combo. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I do think once JT is healthy, I think he's going to be back under center. But Roddy may have a point on that. I mean, Stetson just played well enough, and he certainly gives you a different look. It's kind of like when David Green and DJ Shockley were kind of playing together. So. His ability to run definitely makes other teams have something to work on defensively, something else to have to consider. And Stetson's played great, and so could be a situation where he do kind of split some action a little bit coming forward.
Is there anything worry? Last question, Dash. I know you're trying to get back to the car. Any worry with all these injuries moving forward for Georgia? Should fans be worried?
It's a concern, especially a wide receiver. Especially a wide receiver right now. We got so many guys hurt. It doesn't sound like they're going to be anything that's going to be, major when I'm talking about Rosemary Jackson, Jermaine Burton. I think they will be back soon, but they certainly can't afford it anymore. I know that much. As well as Ladd has played, AD Mitchell has played. They don't need about more guys getting hurt with this offense to reach its peak potential.
There we go, Dash. Well, I'll let you guys go. Be safe. Don't get hit by any cars while you're trying to cross the road there.
Try not to. See you guys.
All right, see you. We had a nice shot of Dash's ear there. He couldn't hear us. So let's see here.
Speakerphone.
Hey, Roddy, Llama wants to know, did you spring for a hotel room for Dash and Jed this time, or are they going to just have to just trick it back?
They're only at Auburn.
Yeah.
It's like 9 o'clock. Drive your asses home.
Yeah.
No, I actually did pay for a room for them. So,
wow. Ben,
I have a kind and generous boss.
Just one room, and it's just a queen size bed. But yeah, they pay for it.
It's
at the day's end,
and there's somebody already in there. They're paying half. So
and it's got a jacuzzi.
Hey, we can tell stories about the sketchy hotel we put Trent into a few years ago.
Oh, for the Under Armour game, yeah.
It has almost become a goal of mine to find an even sketchier hotel than that one to put him in there, just for the comic relief alone.
When you pull up to the hotel,
those aren't pillows, Jed.
when you pull up to the hotel and there's caution tape on the front of it, you know that you're in. Woo!
Hey, but at least the police showed up at one point. See, we can find a hotel where they don't even do it. You roll the body out into the curb. You know,
the Bates Motel had nothing on that place.
Or the time, Roddy, we could discuss how sometimes they put lotion instead of body wash in hotels, man. And you come out and you wonder why you're not clean. It's weird. It's weird. Why would I Dude, that was the weirdest. So just to give you guys a backstory, man, Roddy took us, I think it was our first year, right, Trent? We went to Rivals 5-Star in Baltimore. And I got in the shower and I was by myself. And I got in there and I grabbed instead of the body wash, I grabbed the lotion. And so I'm like rubbing it on me, and I didn't know they looked exactly the same. And I'm rubbing and I'm like, dude, this stuff won't lather. I used the whole bottle in the shower there. But anyways, that was wild.
Wait, Paul, did you guys get a hotel in downtown Baltimore?
No,
I have no idea.
Never do that. I live here. Never do that. No.
Well, hey, we did one time. We were at that one. We have done that before. We have a few years ago. We were downtown because we were right walking distance from the yard there.
Oh, I would never.
That hotel that actually looks into the back of it. We were there.
Yeah.
Oh, nearby Camden Yards?
Yeah. But anyway, Paul comes out and he's like, this stuff won't come off. Why would it lather? Pick it up and go, Paul, you dumbass. This is lotion. I almost asphyxiated. I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe.
He couldn't
ran out of oxygen. So. Funniest I've ever laughed in my life.
Yeah, that was like the first year I worked for Roddy, and I that's why I've kept my intern name since then. It's been 8 years. But guys, we got anything else?
You were senior intern at least.
Yeah, I have been promoted. So it feels good. So, but Ben's been promoted 4 times. He's been here 2 months, and I've, but anyways.
More work than you.
Yeah, whatever. That's why he's got the brand new shirt on. I keep the same polo every game, every show.
Wait, so Roddy, I do have to ask you: is the college shirt thing a you rule or a Paul rule? Because I think Paul's ribbing me every week.
No, I promise you. I've told you wear a collared shirt, you look better. Roddy wants us to look good. You don't have a collared shirt on. I'm just telling you. You wanted to bring this up live. You do it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you said that Roddy said that though. Are you lying there, Paul?
I said don't look like bums. Wear a nice shirt.
There you go, Ben. Now you just got called out live on YouTube. Congratulations, you played yourself.
You were intern third string.
Yeah, congratulations, you played yourself.
You could get back into the game, but you were third string intern.
You just got put in the
Llama. Glad it wasn't there. Yeah, me too. But
you've officially been put in the portal.
Yeah, we're gonna guess your next destination on the next.
Third future cast of the day.
Yeah. Maryland's looking for a new recruiting writer. But no, guys, we've
17-10.
We've been on for 2 hours. You guys go watch the rest of this Alabama Texas A&M game. We'll be live with you. Well, I won't be live. I'll be walking my sister down the aisle next week for the Kentucky game. But Roddy and the guys will be here with you. Trent, Ben, and everybody else will call in and fill in.
So much more fun without you. I mean,
yeah,
we will really miss you next week.
Is that another wedding, Paul?
Yeah, the last wedding I was able to get on the show at least. This wedding I have to be up there like the day before rehearsal.
I'm gonna give away my sister.
Yeah, man, it's a big day.
Oh, so over under on you.
So your
Paul,
sister's
over under
one's
at
getting
9.5. It's a wedding. Got to go higher.
What did you say, Ben?
Over under at 9.5. Whatever you're drinking, I don't care.
I don't drink. I think
that's false.
It's a true story.
He just eats those gummies.
Yeah, that's all it is. I had 4 of them before I came on here. I'm zooted right now. I am taking off.
Well, I call him Pinky.
They're kicking in right now because I got to get out of here.
Oily.
Oh, man. But we hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. We try to make it fun for you. If you could, before you leave off, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell next to it so you get notifications when we're live. So you guys can come in. You guys are the reason we do this whole show in the comment section. Sorry we weren't able to get a ton of your comments up, but it seems like as I was watching the comments, you guys were having great conversations amongst yourselves and didn't even need us. So we were just here as background noise while you guys chatted about who should be the next quarterback for Georgia. It should be JT Daniels. But anyways, guys, thank you again so much for joining us on this post-game overreaction show. There's a reason we call it the POS. It gets a little wild, but in all seriousness, we appreciate you guys so much. Roddy, you have anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to shout out to everybody in the comments. Joshua Rogers, Llama, Conscious Mind, Sacred Grove, all the good folks over there. John Adams, Griff Dog, Levi Carter. So much good stuff. And when you get a chance, share it, folks. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
Take it easy, guys. Thanks again so much. Oh, I changed up the outro. Let me put that up real quick. Where is it? All right, guys. Thanks again so much. We'll see you soon.